Few lives in rock and roll have been as explosive, chaotic, and ultimately enduring as that of Ozzy Osbourne. Dubbed the Prince of Darkness, he emerged from the smoke-choked streets of post-war Birmingham, England, to lead a musical revolution. His journey is not just one of fame and infamy, but of pain, love, resilience, and the constant battle between inner demons and outer triumphs. In Ozzy's world, the stage was a sanctuary, but the real drama unfolded in hotel rooms, rehab centers, hospital beds, and family homes. Through it all, he became both a legend and a survivor, in the truest sense. Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948, Ozzy grew up in the rough Aston district of Birmingham, one of 6 children in a working-class family. His father was a toolmaker at the GEC factory, and his mother worked days at a car components firm. Money was tight, and their modest 2-bedroom home barely contained the chaos. Ozzy later recalled feeling like a misfit. He struggled with dyslexia, attention deficit issues, and a deep sense of inadequacy. Humiliation at school and a lack of direction led him into petty crime. At age 17, he was caught breaking into a clothing store and spent time in Winson Green Prison. He painted his prison boots with white correction fluid, a sign of the budding performer desperate to stand out, even behind bars. But something clicked when he discovered the Beatles. Their music lit a fire inside him and inspired a lifelong pursuit. Ozzy's first steps into music came through small Birmingham bands. In 1968, alongside guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward, he formed a group called Earth. A name change to Black Sabbath, inspired by a Boris Karloff horror film, marked the birth of something new: heavy metal. Their self-titled debut album in 1970, recorded in a single day, created a sound the world had never heard: dark, heavy, ominous. Ozzy's eerie vocals over Iommi's doom-laden riffs gave voice to post-industrial alienation. The follow-up album, Paranoid, with tracks like Iron Man and War Pigs, became an instant classic. The band's music mirrored a bleak world, yet energized millions. Sabbath's image of Satanism and rebellion sparked outrage and fascination alike, while Ozzy became the figurehead of this terrifyingly seductive new genre. Despite the success, trouble was never far behind. Ozzy's taste for excess, alcohol, cocaine, pills, was legendary. As the 1970s wore on, his addictions spiraled. By 1979, Sabbath had enough. After missed rehearsals, incoherent performances, and deepening dysfunction, Ozzy was fired from the very band he helped create. It was a crushing blow. He locked himself in a hotel room for months, surviving on a fog of booze and despair. His first marriage, to Thelma Riley, was already in tatters. He described himself as a zombie, unsure if he'd ever come back. And then came Sharon. The daughter of Black Sabbath's manager, Sharon Arden, saw something in Ozzy even he had forgotten. She pulled him from the abyss, became his manager, and slowly helped him rebuild his career. They married in 1982. That same year, Ozzy released his solo debut, Blizzard of Oz, featuring the now iconic track Crazy Train. With young guitar virtuoso Randy Rhoads by his side, Ozzy surged back into the spotlight. But tragedy struck again when Rhoads died in a horrific plane crash in 1982. The loss devastated Ozzy, who collapsed into grief and substance abuse yet again. His behavior during this period was both outrageous and tragic. There was the time he bit the heads off live doves during a meeting with record executives, or when he unknowingly decapitated a live bat on stage, thinking it was a toy. On another occasion, dressed in Sharon's clothes to avoid police detection, he drunkenly urinated on a monument at the Alamo, leading to a 10-year ban from San Antonio. Even darker was a violent episode in 1989 when Ozzy, in a drugged-out haze, attempted to strangle Sharon. She pressed charges, but later dropped them. Instead, the court ordered him into rehab. Ozzy later admitted he didn't remember the incident, calling it the lowest point in his life. Yet somehow, Ozzy endured. Through sheer force of will and Sharon's unwavering support, he continued recording, performing, and staying relevant. His 1991 album No More Tears spawned the hit Mama, I'm Coming Home, and marked a more mature turn in his music. In 1996, he launched Ozzfest, a metal festival that became a rite of passage for young bands. He helped bridge generations of metal, offering a platform to acts like Slipknot and System of a Down, while solidifying his own status as a godfather of the genre. In the early 2000s, Ozzy's fame exploded in a new direction. The Osbournes, a reality show featuring Ozzy, Sharon, and their children Jack and Kelly, aired on MTV in 2002 and became a cultural phenomenon. It offered an intimate, often hilarious look at the chaotic domestic life of the rock legend, revealing him not as a terrifying figurehead of metal, but as a bewildered dad trying to find the TV remote and talk to his dogs. For a generation unfamiliar with Black Sabbath, this Ozzy, bumbling, lovable, incoherent, became the face of rock royalty. But age and hard living eventually took their toll. In 2003, he was seriously injured in an ATV accident on his estate, breaking multiple bones and requiring emergency surgery. Years later, in 2019, he suffered a fall that dislodged the metal rods in his spine. More surgeries followed, each one riskier than the last. In 2020, Ozzy revealed he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological disorder that left him struggling with mobility. "I'm not dying from Parkinson's," he said in an interview, "but I've been working with it most of my life." Despite it all, he remained musically active. In 2022, he released Patient No. 9, featuring guitar legends like Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton. He even managed a surprise appearance at the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. Sharon stood by him during hospital stays, surgeries, and relapses. They celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary in 2022, a testament to loyalty, love, and sheer grit. Ozzy Osbourne's legacy is not just about music, it's about transformation. He started as a wayward boy from a gray British city, became a rock deity, imploded under fame and addiction, and somehow emerged on the other side with his voice, his family, and his place in history intact. He has sold over 100 million albums, inspired countless musicians, and been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. But more than that, he has remained human, fragile, funny, flawed, and endlessly fascinating. Even now, as he battles Parkinson's, spinal damage, and a lifetime of scars, Ozzy talks about one final concert. A last, thunderous goodbye in Birmingham, the city where it all began. It would be the closing scene of a life lived at full volume. And if he does walk on stage one last time, cane in hand, the world will rise to cheer the man who refused to be silenced. Because in the end, Ozzy Osbourne isn't just a music legend. He's proof that you can fall 100 times and still rise louder than ever. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications on to never miss a video.